Quitter.
A new face, are they? And oh my, that is quite a lot to take in. You'll have. Let's see. If that is indeed the case, I suppose we better figure out what to do about it, hadn't we? We don't have much to go on, except the old stories.
Music, wrong time to be loud.
About heroes in the underworld.
Can't escape.
The demigod and son of Jupiter, Orpheus. Hercules was able to leave its god with his strength.
Yeah.
Sisyphus and Orpheus both relied on them. And finally, so it seems you have two.
Yeah, alright, I get...
As I mentioned, both Orpheus and... The problem is, those... It's said, the god of the underworld... It is. The gods are a mirror image of mankind. As far... If the stories are true, I imagine she's as desperate to escape as we are. If she really did help Orpheus... The problem is, how do we... Leaving that aside for a moment, there is also the possibility of a... True. Then again, can you tell me more?
Yeah, same voice, cryptic. I've already found a way to escape.
Truly? Then why? Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Then it seems you have made a great sacrifice for all of us, friend. I admire your compassion. Truly. Thank you. But unfortunately, I'm afraid... May Fortuna go...
Okay.
I don't, I'm See you again.
Okay, what can we do? We got this figured out. We need to loop. She may thinks I find some leads in the tavern. Ixion.
Vote for Malleolus for a free drink at my tavern. Oh, and there's... Oh, I see.
Fortune smile on you, brother.
I take back what I... Let's just forget. Not for a few weeks now. Last time I saw him, he was sitting at a table with Georgius,
Keep an eye out for
whispering about some job. I remember because they
ladder.
kept looking over their shoulders as if they didn't want anyone else to know. So, naturally, I hovered. The one word I kept hearing was vanishing, and then, the next day, Kabash just disappeared. All right.
Don't you just love springtime?
Okay. Let's talk to Giorgio. Giorgio, where are you, my friend?
You look well, my Sartorial. Hello. I knew this day would come. I do not wish to lie to you, my friend, but even discussing this matter is dangerous. Please, let us leave the live coals safely beneath the ash. Very well, but the magistrate would not look kindly upon this, so please keep it to yourself.
Okay,
For several months now, I have been sneaking out at night to worship the gods of my ancestors in the temple of Demeter. Each day, I leave offerings of food in the hope that we may have a bountiful harvest, and yet the next day when I return, the food is missing. So I ask, who or what is devouring the food in this temple? Stranger still. Once I sat in front of my shop like the 100-eyed Argus until dawn to see if I could spot a thief going in, but do you know what I saw? Nothing! Nobody entered, and yet when I went to take a look, my offering was gone. It is bizarre, is it not?
as if the gods
took
took
my
it.
friend Kabash of this at the tavern. He offered to help investigate. He went in, and to my dismay, he was never seen again. It is the only Greek temple in the city. Head towards the baths, and it is the last. Glad.
So this is the Greek temple, yeah. Get my glowy bow. Okay. A liar. More of the... all the Greek stuff down here. Okay, this is constructed. What the... old man? Al?
Ah, a visitor. Welcome, welcome. It's a sincere... Tell me. Ah, Kabash. I know this man. He came through here some weeks ago. I will tell you everything I know, but first, a request. I've been living down here alone for many years, with nobody to talk to.
I wouldn't trust
myself.
anything down here.
The
There are
one
too many
thing I long
liars.
for above all else before I die is a good philosophical argument with somebody astute. I'm hope. Let us find out with this simple question. Have you deduced the name of the god responsible for the Golden Rule? Excellent. I see you are indeed quite astute. Very few come to that realization before their time in the sun is over. Now, will you join me in a friendly Socratic dialogue? Wonderful. Then let me begin with a question. Would you say you know the difference between right and wrong? You are an overthinker too. We are the same then. It is probably why I became a philosopher. But if you struggle with right and wrong normally, then down here with the golden rule, surely your struggle can only have become more difficult.
It is.
Well, that's reassuring. And the truth is, you're not alone. You see, out there in the world, being uncertain about right and wrong was acceptable, because our mistakes rarely had consequences. So we would
down
tell
here,
lies and bend rules,
yeah,
and turn a blind eye and rationalize, and yet still find a way to think of ourselves as good people. But under the golden rule, morality matters. The slightest wrongdoing could result in a mass execution. So to navigate this maze, we would have to be certain about the difference between right and wrong. Wouldn't you agree?
A spiritual guide. Whose version of right and wrong?
That is an excellent question, and it leads directly to my next line of inquiry. So let me ask you this. Is there one system of morality which is always perfectly correct?
No.
Which you could follow in every situation and always do the right thing?
No. There is not one.
How can that be? Since they all have differences, it follows that in some cases they would offer different conclusions about what is right and wrong. If there is a correct moral code, then wouldn't it follow that only one can be the correct one?
The quote-unquote correct moral code depends on where you are. Which is why we have conflict with each other. As our base morality is different. Laws are not morality, you're true. But laws are based on some morality. Morality is the foundation of laws. Why would a law say that thievery is punishable by death? Why would a law say it is allowed to have multiple wives when one says it's not? Why is one that says homosexuality is punishable and the other not? They are based on their own morality. And morality is decided by society. And society abides by the laws. It's an endless cycle.
You know, I think you'd find an ally in Herodotus, a scribe from among my people who lived some 400 years ago. He told the story of a man named Darius, whose curiosity was piqued when he learned that a certain tribe had the practice of eating their dead. He asked some Greeks who burnt their dead, "What would it take for you to eat your dead?" Aghast, they replied, "Nothing." Then he asked the tribe who ate their dead, "What would it take for you to burn your dead?" "Nothing," they replied, equally aghast. From this,
Yes.
Herodotus concluded that custom is king, that right and wrong are merely local ideas which do not survive the journey from one tribe to another.
Exactly.
I take it you're in agreement?
Absolutely, yes.
Then let me ask you this. If you visited a tribe where they ate each other, copulated with the dead and drank wine from cups made out of human skulls, would you still maintain that within such a tribe there is nothing wrong with such conduct?
That's the thing. For me, it is wrong because I never saw it as right. Forgotten City. Really bringing out the philosophical one here. And that is the thing. As an outsider, I would have grown up in a different society under different rules with different morality. And even if I started to live there, maybe for the first time, for a longest time, I would say no, this is wrong. But maybe the more I get to live in that society, into that world they live in, maybe the more and more I would see that it is bad. Adopt their own morality.
And that's a credit to you. It is the mark of a civilized person to change their position when presented with a superior argument. My point is this. I don't think anyone alive truly knows any hard and fast rules about right and wrong.
Exactly.
If there is one thing I have observed about rules, it is that virtuous people do not need them, and evil people will always find a way around them. And so we must accept our limitations, and the sad truth is that no human society will ever achieve the utopia for which it strives. In mathematics, we would call it an asymptote, a line that can be approached but never reached. Because the only way to create a utopia is with the ever-present threat of force, such as the Golden Rule. This and no other is the root from which a tyrant springs when he first appears as a protector. And life under tyranny is no utopia at all. I'm glad to hear that. In any case, thank you for humoring an old man. I would be happy to answer your questions. You mean, how did I end up living alone in this cave with nothing but these relics of the past for company? It's a long story.
I have time.
I was a quarrelsome young man. At 19, I left Corinth for Rome to study rhetoric at one of her finest academies, so I could argue more forcefully. Back then, I used to enjoy verbally sparring with everyone I could, and I was good. One night I found myself in a tavern in an argument with a drunk mercenary. It became heated, he drew a gladius, and I won the argument, but lost my life. I woke up on the banks of the Styx at a campfire opposite the tavern. Of course, I tried to persuade her to let me return, but even with all my skill, I failed. I settled in, made friends, and learned what I could, quickly realizing our little community faced certain death under the Golden Rule. So I began looking for a place to hide underground. Fortunately, I found this place waiting for me. You see, I was not the first to take refuge here. I returned to my friends above, persuaded them to join me, and 12 of us descended for the last time to live out our days hidden from Hades' tyranny.
I like this one. I like this one very much. Don't you mean Pluto?
They are one and the same.
Yeah.
The Romans call him Pluto, But long before that, my people called him Hades.
And the ones before you? This guy has been the most interesting NPC so far. Hell yeah. Underworld, yeah. Pluto's domain, yeah. Hades. Whatever. You know what I mean.
I fear that if you were to utter my name in the city, even by mistake, that Hades would hear you and know I am still alive. My generation was wiped out, turned to gold, many years ago. My friends and I were able to avoid the same fate by hiding down here. I think it's safest to assume that if I was to return, Hades would realize that his furies hadn't finished the job, and he'd send them after me again. I'm afraid I am the only one left. There were 12 of us in the beginning, but one by one, my friends passed away. Some from malnutrition, others from madness and despair. It has been lonely. Before my unexpected visit from Kabash some weeks ago, I'd not seen another person in many, many years.
How come Georgia has never...
Living in darkness is not without its challenges. The first challenge is diet. Fortunately, I found that eating fresh fish provides most of the nutrients I need. And sometimes, when there are Greek people living up above, I surface at night and salvage the offerings they've left in the temple of Demeter. The greater challenge is the isolation, so I like to imagine arguments, where I argue both sides. But, like so many things in life, arguments are better.
The hermit philosopher. I gotta commend him. Staying sane alone for that long.
As you wish. Did we not discuss it at length already? Oh, I see. You're toying with me.
Do you know what that was from the
You
obelisk?
seek the plaque bearing the Egyptian inscription.
Yes.
It is a cursed object, and I would be happy to give it to you if Kabash had not already taken it. I will tell you, but you may find him hostile. To prepare for your encounter, there are certain things you must know. Very few know this, but before the Romans came to this city, it was once entirely Greek. The architecture, the temples, and the people. When the Romans came, in typical fashion, they claimed it as their own, built over everything that could be built over, and renamed the things that could not. Thus, the shrine of Persephone became the shrine of Proserpina. And when they found an obelisk bearing the name Hades, they tore it off and replaced it with Pluto instead. And the city's dwindling Greek residents, witnessing this compulsive Roman conquest, decided to preserve what they could of their heritage. They gathered their art and valuables, secreted them away through the temple of Demeter.
That's why all the liars are here.
Out of reach of the Romans.
And no Roman would set foot in a Greek temple.
However, there was one thing that always seemed out of place to me, and it is the very thing you seek. An even older plaque bearing an Egyptian inscription. We had no idea until years later, when the first of my friends began to die. As a result of their deaths, we began to dig catacombs branching off from this cavern to lay them to rest. We extended the tunnel so far that we accidentally discovered another, an even older tunnel, which somebody had gone to great lengths to keep hidden. Suddenly it made sense why there was an out-of-place Egyptian plaque among our people's possessions. You see, we proud Greeks had thought the Romans beasts for stealing and corrupting our heritage.
But no.
But it turns out this game has been going on much longer than any of us imagined. I think it is best you head through the catacombs and follow Kabash's trail.
And then, after Egyptian, we find the others.
There are certain things you must see for yourself. Take this key. You'll need it to open the gate. I enjoyed our chat.
I will, my friend. Unknown Greek general. No, this is Athena. Hanging fish. Yeah, religion older than Egyptians. God, there's so much to unpack in this. Yeah, hey, I saw. Lots are still going. I'm still going because this game is truly amazing and I have no words for it. Wait, oh, hi. This is where we came in, okay. No, wait, what? How did I...
Ah, you've returned.
Yes, my friend. Ah, okay, I see how it connects, okay.
Ah, you've returned.
That is where he sleeps, a bathtub. But look at this, we saw this same type of door in the... in the Christian temple, which is God. Okay, this is... this is insane. What? A mummy? A golden mummy? I think that is Kabash over there. Egyptian. I don't know. You know what? As much as it breaks my heart, maybe we should continue tomorrow. My hard drive space is getting low. And I think that is the best option. Yeah. Today we'll continue. Tomorrow. Wherever you are, you know what to do. Okay. Yeah, Akira. It pains me as much, but I don't know how much there is left of this. Like it feels like there will be a couple more hours of that. There's probably a lot, yeah. I mean, there are 3 more endings we have to find for this. 3! And we're working towards ending 2 of 4, exactly. Alright, so I'll leave it here. If you want to go play it yourself, find out for yourself with the knowledge I have provided now, and still more to be way to explored. $20 on Steam or on Game Pass, currently available. I can wholeheartedly recommend getting this, as this is truly an indie masterpiece in my opinion. I am blown away with the sheer quality in this. The details, the jokes, the twists, the story. It is such a simple, small area, yet it is packed to the brim with so many things, and you discover that it's so much more than it has, that you see on your first trip. Like going around the first time town, I would have never imagined the Egyptian catacombs down here. It is simply breathtaking, and I hope so far you enjoyed it as much as I did, and it just keeps getting deeper, 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 and deeper. The discussion with the philosopher. I had fun discussing with a digital NPC. I enjoyed the conversation with a digital entity. Raising my own points, answering the questions like... Sorry if I'm fangirling too hard over this, but this is just... The game seems like a simple murder case at the beginning. Nothing like 9 AM philosophy after staying awake for too long. But yes, that is the case. And I have to treasure it. I have to take a step away. So with that, I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did this, and I can see you tomorrow when we continue that. With that, thanks for being here. See you then. Bye bye.